Hi, I'm Leah Fetterhoff, a user experience designer who believes in designing intentionally for both work and life. I've dabbled in a lot of different things, most recently just kickstarting a creative business, which is to teach people through content creation and community how to live more ideally and intentionally and fully. First, what I wanted to do was give you a few tips, especially if you're someone who's tapping into your creativity and wondering, how might I be able to offer up this product or service to other people to pay for? If you're in that stage, then I have a few tips based on my user experience design experience and what's helped me with my own creative business. So one tip, first of all, is to know your user. Who are you creating for? And the more specific you can get, the easier it will be for you to solve that problem for them or to be the solution for what they're looking for. So in business classes I've taken, this is called an ideal customer avatar. And what you're going to do in terms of a persona is really key into behaviors, to motivations, to goals, and to their pain points and frustrations. So how could they be interacting with what you're delivering? And how might they be in that context or that headspace of using your product or service? So as an example, if you're creating a digital web app or a mobile app, it's important to take into context the type of situation that the person's in. Are they in a mad dash, like on the go, on their phone, like just trying to get to your solution really quickly? Or do they have time to browse? Is it more for entertainment? Are they, in a receptive mode and can, sit for, an hour-long movie or, immerse themselves in a book? You can apply this to a lot of projects, right? You just want to know how your customer or potential customer is going to be absorbing your content or your product or your service, what they plan to do with it after they purchase, and what that experience should be like for them. So if it's something that concerns security, then you want to build that trust, right? If it's something that needs to happen fast, then you want to remove all the speed bumps along the way. So it's a good idea to get your thoughts down on what that could be. And you might come up with 2 or 3 different personas. The next step of that is to validate. Actually talk to people who you think could be your persona and have them give you feedback, whether it's through a survey or a quick 20-30 minute interview. Get to know their thoughts, their feelings, their motivations, and then readjust your personas for that. Once again, that first step is just getting to know your user. If you have 2 or 3 personas, you want to pick one primary persona to build for first, right? And then, your other personas may also benefit from that first product or service, but you want to get the primary persona right, and that just helps you really lock into who you want to be building for. The second piece is use cases. So the structure I like when creating a use case is as a, and then fill in the blank, persona, I want to, and then, a few words about the scenario so that I can, and then you write the goal. And what this does is it gets you to further empathize with your end user. For example, once again, when I created the Udemy course, Design Your Ideal Life in 6 Weeks with my partner, Hannah Chen, we were very clear that we wanted to cover the persona who was looking for a new career. I'll read it here. As a career explorer, I want to get clarity on the future that I want so that I can start moving towards my ideal career, right? So that's a use case. The second use case is, as a career explorer, I want to improve my mindset on life so I can feel more confident in my job search. And then the third one we came up with was, as a career explorer, I want to develop my skills for the job market so I can be more prepared for interviews. And it's fairly easy once we knew the persona, the career explorer persona. We removed, or we narrowed out 2 other personas at that time. And then for this use case exercise, we decided the third one isn't something we were going to pursue at that time. We want to focus on building confidence, on shifting mindsets, on being able to get clarity on the type of feature people wanted, right? So it's more like headspace driven and just clearing the clutter versus like actually, like teaching user experience skills like bootcamp style or anything like that. You can get those types of resources many other places, and same with interview prep, right? So once again, it's just getting clear on like maybe in the future we could expand to some of that. But where our hearts were set, where our mission, vision, goals were aligned, was to provide clarity, confidence, and get people to shift their mindset to attract more of the ideal lives they want, right? And as part of an ideal life is an ideal career. So that's the path we headed. The third thing is knowing your why. One thing I like to do is once I got very clear about like who I was targeting and then the use cases I wanted to focus on is the motivation, right, for myself and then for us as a team. And for my own personal career, once again, I've been thinking about this for a long time, is how to design my life more intentionally, even though I didn't have the words for it back then. Was when I was 25, so over 10 years ago, my dad passed away. And at that time, I was in a toxic relationship. I wasn't living my ideal life by any means. I was in a career that didn't energize me, and I was living pretty far from family. So after, I lost my dad, I reframed a lot of things in my life. I basically started from scratch and started to build back up all the things I wanted to invite in my life. I actually have an interview in Thrive Global about this, and I'll drop the link in the description below. But if you want to learn more, I go really deep about what that event meant for me. So that became my motivating factor. It took me years to figure out what I wanted for my own life, and I want to teach you how to get there faster. Like honestly, like life's too short. You only get one life. So if you're not filled up living the life that you want for yourself now, then when is it going to happen? And what I hope to do, right, with connecting my design framework and design process experience is to help you figure out how to get that for your own life. And it gives me this vocabulary and these methodologies, these exercises to teach you how to do the same, right? Without having to go through the years and years of pain points and, trying things out and failing and then not being able to take the lessons out of those. So if you need some kind of guide through life, once again, you have the answer in yourself already, but these exercises I talk about, these mindset shifts, these inspiration and tips of advice are what I have learned along the way, and I want to pass them on to you just because, once again, you have better things to do with your time and your day, and sometimes we all just need a little reminder that what that is inside us, and it just needs to be let out. Anyway, to summarize, if you're thinking about starting a creative business and aren't sure how to get going, in terms of like developing a product or service, start with who you're trying to serve. So think about personas, think about the behaviors, goals, motivations, pain points, what they're trying to get done, and like their context around how quickly or how much time they have while they're trying to get it done, and then talk to people to validate it. And then here you can leverage friends, family, Facebook groups. There's a lot of different places you can find that audience to talk to. Then use cases. Get clear about what your persona's goals are in like one sentence, right? Who's your persona? What is their situation, and what are they trying to accomplish? And then focus whatever product or service you develop around that use case. And then finally, Yeah, get clear on your mission statement or your why. And I strongly encourage this because all else will follow. You need to have a strong motivator to build a business. Otherwise, there are going to be days where like, oh, why am I doing this? And you want to be able to come back to that. So anyway, good luck. I'll add a link to a Medium article I wrote about those tips below as well. And if you want to comment below on which of these ideas, personas, use cases, or coming up with your vision statement or your why have helped you, let me know. And if you have questions, let me know too, and I'd be happy to answer.